read the Bible. We're too focused on the forefront of the story, the human characters' situations, actions, and reactions, rather than the background of the story, where God reveals himself. What if, as we read the Bible, we understood that the people involved are merely God's supporting characters, and that God plays the lead role in every story? We just have to look past the people and circumstances to recognize what he is doing, why, and what his actions tell us about his character. As we do, we begin to know him more intimately, which leads us to love him more deeply. So that's what we'll be doing for the next 30 days, learning about several Old Testament characters and considering where God is in the story, what he is doing, why, and what that means for us. Then, through introspective questions in a section called Holding His Hand, we'll translate this new knowledge into a deeper personal level of love and trust. This may be a new way of reading the Bible for you. If so, I must warn you that it's addicting. And I believe that's what God desires, for us to become addicted to hearing him speak to us every day. I'm certain that he didn't give us this extravagant love letter to teach us about some saints and sinners who died long ago. His hope, I believe, is that through reading it, we will learn more about him. And the more we learn about him, the more we'll want to learn. So are you ready to let these devotionals springboard you into a more fulfilling life of passion, purpose, and genuine intimacy with Jesus Christ? If so, let's begin. Day 1, completely loved by our Creator. Daily reading, Genesis 1, verse 1 through 2, verse 25. Key passage. Then God said, "Let us make people in our image, to be like ourselves. They will be masters over all life, the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the livestock, wild animals, and small animals." So God created people in his own image. God patterned them after himself. Male and female, he created them. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was excellent in every way. Genesis 1, verses 26 and 27 and 31. Could you imagine God having his own television show on the Home and Garden Television Network? Talk about divine design. God doesn't just coordinate colors, textures, and patterns. He formulates them from his own vivid imagination. He designed such architectural masterpieces as the Grand Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, and Niagara Falls. He planted the most bountiful of gardens, such as the one you just read about in the 2nd chapter of Genesis, fashioning the seeds, soil, rain, and sunshine with his own hand. Not even the most artistic of landscape or interior designers can hold a candle to what our God can do. As I write this, I'm sitting in a window seat with a cool breeze flowing through the screen. Multiple layers of clouds glide overhead as if they are performing some graceful, slow-motion ballet against an azure blue background. I've been reflecting on the past 24 hours of my life and how this Creator of ours has touched me. I watched the sun rise and set yesterday and was mesmerized by many events in between. On my morning walk, I witnessed several bright cardinals fluttering from branch to branch in the dense forest. I wondered how many pine needles and leaves could be counted on this 100-acre plot of land, but imagining that number made my brain hurt. How remarkable that our God can number every hair on each of our heads. What a mathematical mind our Creator has. When I got home, my son removed a Band-Aid from his no longer tender foot and said, "Mom, I think it's cool how God made skin. It just heals all by itself." Later that afternoon, my daughter and I made thumbprint cookies, and I was reminded that although billions of humans have walked the earth, no two fingerprints have ever been alike. Last night, I visited a new mom in the hospital and got to hold her little 7-pound miracle in my arms. The older I get, the more I stand in awe of certain aspects of creation and of the incredible Creator who forms and fashions all things. Just think of all his magnificent creations, the brilliant sun, moon, and stars, the vast oceans, the fascinating planets, the exotic animals.